What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. So as you can probably tell from the title of the video, we're gonna talk about how and why we're leaving our jobs. In the middle of a pandemic, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Let's get into it. We've decided to quit our jobs, and of course, by no means was this an easy decision. It took a lot of time, it took a lot of thinking, it took a lot of conversations between us. During a pandemic, it's a scary thing to decide to quit your job. We felt like we had to prioritize ourselves, our mental well-being, our happiness, and frankly, just our lives over work. I guess just to start, we're nurses. Nursing as a whole, it's tough, let me tell you. It's a tough job. It takes a physical toll on you, emotional toll, a mental toll on you. With the pandemic going on, it definitely exacerbated that.
We work on two different units, but we can relate in so many levels. It's one of those things where I can honestly say, like, nursing school, I was so excited to get my first job. And once I started working, I realized I knew nothing. Just a little bit over a year now. And definitely, I know a lot now. There's still so much to learn. Every time I go in, there's always learning involved. Just in general, I feel like when they say that nurses wear many hats, like, I totally understand that meaning. And I think that in itself just can become so overwhelming. I'm already burnt out, to be honest, and I know I have to take into consideration the fact that it is a pandemic. We started a career as nurses during a pandemic, so obviously I know many people are gonna think, well, hey, you know, these are different times, and I totally get that, but the fact that this is unfortunately how we started a career, I'm burnt out, and I'm being honest.
Same here, guys. Honestly, I feel like nursing school painted a pretty picture of nursing. You see all the TikTok nurses doing the little dances, looking all happy and whatnot, but they don't show the other side of it. And the other side of that is the burnout, the understaffing, being overworked, the lack of support from management. And the lack of support from management is something that we were both surprised at, honestly, because we work at what is considered the top hospital in New York. And so when we came into this, we thought we were gonna get the best experience of nursing possible. That was not the case, not at all, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I am not originally from New York City. Long story short, I'm from Los Angeles, and it's definitely different here, as I've heard, in California. California is known to be really good nursing laws. I had volunteered in the past at hospitals there. But yeah, I don't know, just it's not what I expected. I thought, you know, being an employee at the #1 top hospital here meant something. I mean, obviously there are its perks. I know it's going to be totally different in a public hospital. All in all, it's not what I expected. Maybe I think something that I should have changed my mindset is not to have expectations, but with a name, you kind of just let that pull you in, and you have expectations, and if those aren't held, then you're just gonna be surprised and deep down.
Definitely. And honestly, guys, I feel like, and I don't think this is just relevant to nurses, anyone working in any unhappy profession or career, whatever it may be, should always prioritize themselves. If you're feeling unhappy and unfulfilled, then you got to go with that. If you stay in this job, stress is a killer, honestly. It really is. That stress builds up. It'll cause things like hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and a number of other things. And more importantly, it'll take time away from spending time with your loved ones or spending time with yourself. And what I mean by spending time with yourself is self-care. And self-care could be anything that makes you happy, you know, whether it's video games, reading a book, taking a walk in the park, whatever it may be. Honestly, just take care of yourself mentally, you know. It should be a priority, especially when your job is consistently taking a mental health toll on you.
And I definitely agree, especially with the whole self-care. If I'm being honest, my favorite thing to do is just be home, sit on this freaking couch that we're sitting on now and watch TV that's right in front of me. I love that. That's always been my go-to, even in school. I would always take little breaks and just watch shows and movies. To me, that's a great distressor. I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. So it doesn't have to be something, you know, going out to a fancy dinner. Just staying at home, watching a movie, whatever it may be. Just to drill the point home, if you're unhappy in your job, you have to prioritize yourself at the end of the day. Because these corporations, these big businesses, at the end of the day, we're expendable to them. You know, recently, actually, in our hospital, there was a nurse that passed away, unfortunately, and rest in peace to him. And he was quickly replaced. And what that reminds me of is how I feel most of the time. I feel like a cog in a machine, essentially, a replaceable cog. And I refuse to be that anymore. And this isn't only relevant to nursing. This is any field, really, whether you're in finance, business, the medical field. You know, a lot of us feel like this. And it's something that's in our mind, but we just tuck it away and leave it alone. We don't deal with it. But what we want to do is deal with it. We refuse to be a part of that anymore. Of course, I don't advocate for quitting your job without having a plan in place. Planning is essential, and making sure that you have enough of savings So planning and savings, that's going to be key, okay? I'm not advocating for quitting on a whim because I don't want you guys to put yourself in a tight spot. It's definitely not what we're doing.
And let me just say one thing. I've been planning this, not necessarily planning, but I had a goal to leave this position, to be honest, like a month in. It's just because, like I said, it wasn't the most perfect time to start like a job like this, but I made that decision to make a goal that I'll give myself 1 year. Reason being is, at least within nursing, I'm not sure how it is for other careers, but once you work 1 year, that will open up doors for you. The minimum requirement to jump into another nursing job is 1 year, and we both reached that, so that's why it's so much more smoother for us to just make the next step, go somewhere else, and call it a day.
So what we've decided to do is to do something called travel nursing, where we feel we're gonna have a lot more time to live life, essentially. Because at the end of the day, we only have one life to live.
I know it's tough and it's easier said than done. Trust me, I've mentally went through this process in my mind over and over again, trying to come up with different options, right? It wasn't like this was my first option. I thought about it on and off for over this past year, and this ultimately was like the best decision, best option, and I couldn't look back. And to be fair, like tomorrow, well actually tonight now, because we work night shift, I'm happy to say is our last shift.
Our last shift ever. Well,
yeah.
As a staff nurse, because now we're going to be travel nurses. We're excited, nervous, scared. We're looking forward to you. Be able to say,
we did it.
Exactly. Thank you.
I just don't want to look back into my life during this time or just any time. I really thought deep about it. Like, I don't want to feel like I was stuck somewhere that I didn't want to be, and know that, you know, for the most part, we can have that decision. It's harder for some people. They don't have kids, so that's a lot easier, and I'm aware of that. So I personally want to just take advantage of that.
Exactly. Yeah, we have the perfect circumstances to make a decision like this. Some of you may also have good circumstances to also make the decision to be able to quit or leave your job. Others may not. You know, you can always build up toward that, making that decision with proper planning and proper savings. At the end of the day, honestly, the main takeaway from all this is choosing yourself. I feel like society as a whole tends to normalize revolving our identities with work. We can't dissociate ourselves and our identity and who we are as human beings without being Nurse Kevin or Dr. Kevin or whatever your profession may be. You know, because at the end of the day, first and foremost, we're human, and living life is priority, not work. Work is a trade. But yeah, that's our story. Welcome to our YouTube channel, guys. We hope to put a lot more content out there. We'll do vlogs, a little bit of everything, honestly.
I think it would be fun. Just follow our journey, whether you're a nurse or not. I personally watch so many YouTubers that I don't live their lifestyle, but it's just very, you know, entertaining because you just see how everybody else lives, how their life journey is going as well. So if you like what you see, follow us, because I want to put out a lot of content out there. And as he stated, we're going to do travel nursing. That means, you know, we're going to relocate. And our goal is to go to California, whether that's San Francisco or Los Angeles. That'll be really, really fun. So please like and subscribe. Whether you click the like button or dislike, at least we'll know we're doing something right or something wrong. We'll change our things up.
Join us, guys.